Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's unemployment update, a California EDD Tier 2 representative shared some things that they can and cannot do for you on a Reddit post. And I thought this might be helpful when you're deciding whether you want to try and call the EDD or not, whether you try and call the EDD to determine if you've been told the right information or not. This might help you decide if what the representative you talked to was telling you the truth or not. So I'm just going to get right into it and read that Reddit post. I'm really grateful that the California EDD rep decided to share this information since they are Tier 2, but even they make a point to mention that these are generic answers and questions and they may not apply to your unique situation. In regards to extensions, do I qualify for the PEUC FedEd or PEUX extension? And I guess that clarifies that the reps are calling the second 11-week PEUC extension PEUX. They say, most accounts have automatically been extended, but some have not been extended yet. I don't know the criteria for who they choose to extend first. I'm betting it's random. Your account will eventually be extended, but you can call or message to see if you qualify for them to submit a manual extension. When will I get the PUA extension? If you did not have W-2 wages, you are likely on a PUA. PUAs are being extended automatically, and a bot is just running through and fixing them. There is nothing a Tier 2 can do to speed this up. If your PUA end date has changed, that tells me that they're working on it, and the date for you to get the balance added is getting closer. As to when that will be, I don't know. This March 7th date has not been officially passed on to us. I was moved from extension A to B, and now I have a not paid week. What do I do? This happens a lot. You were on PUA, you certified for week X, but then that week went to not paid. Or you certified on an extension that had no balance, and your week went to not paid. This happens if you certify on an extension that has no balance or has been suspended to switch you to a new extension. This requires you to call. It's a simple Tier 2 fix and it takes a few days, but they pull money from a current extension and move it backwards. Should I continue to certify if I don't have a balance? No, don't. It will move to not paid and it's a headache to fix. So that's actually something that I didn't know. I always thought it was good if you certified, even if you didn't have a balance, as long as it would let you. But according to this Tier 2 rep, they say don't. Benefit year ending. And I know this is a question that a lot of us have right now because our benefits are ending for a lot of us between now and late March. So we're wondering what happens after our benefit year ends. And this is only for W-2 employees. There are two things that can happen, and they depend on whether or not you worked from day one of your claim to a year later. If you did not work at all, a single day, you fail lag and stay on extension. This can either be done by filing a new claim and disqualifying it, or you can just push back the review to the new quarter. You'll have to speak to a claims specialist to do this. If you did work, we have to see if you have enough W-2 wages in your SBP/ABP, and that stands for standard base period or alternate base period, that have not been used yet to file a new claim for you. If you worked at all, and it's enough to set up a new claim, you must be put on a new claim. There's no way around it. If you're eligible for a new claim, you need to be put on a new claim, even if it lowers your weekly benefit amount. Speak to a claims specialist. PUAs will be checked for wages as well, but if you haven't worked under W-2, you'll stay on extension. Things we cannot do anything about. When will my ID be verified? Almost every question about ID, there is nothing we can do about it. I can see if ID requests were mailed out to you. I can see if your ID was uploaded. I can see if your ID is still in process, but there's nothing I can do to speed up the process. If you are found ID eligible, it usually takes about 10 days for them to finish everything up. ID me told me I was eligible. ID me is not EDD. EDD will tell you when your ID is cleared up. Again, there's nothing we can do but play a waiting game. What does it mean if my account is under review? If a claims specialist has said anything to you about under review or UISD review, there is nothing we can do right now but wait. They will be requesting more information from you if they need it. But again, Tier 2's supervisors, managers, assemblymen, and the governor himself cannot get these removed. Can you add money to my PUA? No, we cannot add a balance to your PUA. If your PUA is empty, you just have to wait for the bot to get to it. Bank of America. What do I do if there was fraud on my account? Contact Bank of America. What do I do if my account was frozen? If there is an issue on your claim, B of A might freeze your account. If it is, usually after the issue is resolved, the bank issue is resolved a few weeks later. That's a long time. I'm sorry guys, but at least we have an answer from a Tier 2 rep. Calling in. What's the best number to call? I don't know. There's like 5 of them. Please do not call the tech center to get to a Tier 2. That's not what they're for. And guys, I only recommend those 2 numbers, and they are 833-978-2511 or 800-300-5616. And I hear that the video that I made on the tip to get through faster has already been disabled, which that does tend to happen. Once the EDD catches on that there's a trick to get through, then they make it so that it doesn't work anymore. So I'm sorry about that, guys. How do I get connected directly to a Tier 2? You can't. You'll have to wait to be transferred if the Tier 1 says they can. How do I speak to a supervisor? You can't. There's almost no reason for you to speak to a supervisor. If a Tier 2 can't help you, the supervisor can't either. If it's too complicated for a Tier 2, they will pass it up the chain to a supervisor. They have the same functions, just more experience, and the supervisor will contact you. And then this person says that they will edit if there's more questions. Anyway, I found that very interesting. I will link this Reddit thread in the description down below. This may be another resource for you guys to get your questions answered. Thankful to them for sharing that information. I hope that clears up a lot of your unemployment benefit questions that you have regarding your claim. If you guys were starting to think about learning to invest this year, I really like the stock trading app Webull, and they are giving out 2 free stocks when you use my link in the description down below. And if savings is more your style, that's what you wanted to get going in 2021, I do like the savings bank Yada, and that link's in the description down below too. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time. I don't know how to turn this camera off.